Today we're going to talk about standing up for yourself and others. Have you ever done that before?
I remember when we stood up and we held up our signs. I took a stand. I was kind of nervous.
Yeah, taking a stand requires courage.
When you see someone being bullied, then you have to help that person.
What's something that you can do?
Stand up for the person who's being bullied. I would say stop.
What would you tell them to stop doing?
Being mean. If we didn't stand up, we make no movement.
No progress.
I'm only 8 years old, but I would really love to make a change in the world.
I'm so glad.
Do you have any books that you read that deal with standing up for people?
What are some of our favorite books?
I Am Martin Luther King.
I Am Martin Luther King, that's a really good one. So we learned that in America, a lot of people treated Black families and Black people differently, and they treated them really bad. And that was really unfair. So what did Martin Luther King do?
He stood up for himself. He made peace instead of hurt.
That's right.
Even when people were mean to him, he didn't do anything mean back.
Nonviolence, right? Peace.
Nonviolence, peace. You have to turn your anger into love.
That's right.
Mom has a lot of Black history books.
Remember anything specific about any of the books that you've read through with Mom?
Yes, and a lot of people call them Black heroes.
So tell me a little bit about the Black heroes.
So why they call them Black heroes is because they did other things maybe for Black people and different other types of people. My favorite Black heroes are Rosa Parks and Harriet Tubman. So. Rosa Parks, she had to give up her seat to a white man, but she refused because it wasn't right and all Black people should be treated equally. I know the law back then was like you can't sit next to whites or it was a colored bathroom and a not colored bathroom.
A white-only bathroom.
Yes. And like Rosa Parks, how she refused to give up her seat, she got arrested for it, which was not fair.
Do you think that was an easy thing for her to do, to decide that she should break the law?
No. It's hard to decide if you want to stand up for something because you don't want to get in trouble.
Yeah, so a lot of people just follow the rules because they don't want to get in trouble. And then sometimes there are people who say, you know what, this is really not fair, and it's important enough that I'm going to break the rule, right?
Rosa Parks and Martin Luther King Jr., what they did was they fought to change the law.
Yeah.
And so they had to stand up for themselves, and they had to get in good trouble. What does good trouble mean?
Good trouble means when you get in trouble, but it's for a good reason.
Who came up with that?
John Lewis.
Yeah, we say we got to get in good trouble to change things that aren't right.
Yeah.
You know an example of when it's okay to break rules?
If there is something that's unfair going on, then you can break rules because that's the right thing to do.
That's right. When breaking a rule brings about greater change, then that's something that can be considered good trouble.
Do you think that what Rosa Parks did was something that was not only good for her, but was good for other people, like even you?
Me, you, ton of other people.
How was it good for us?
I might have not been able to go in the bus if it weren't for her.
Do you think everybody stands up?
No.
No, not everybody.
And why is that?
Because some people are afraid to stand up, some people are confident of doing it, and some people are like, well, I really want to, but I don't think I have the courage to do it.
Yeah.
What does your school teach you to do when you see people being treated unfairly?
Stop, act, report. You say stop, and if they don't stop, go with a different group. And if they still don't stop bullying you, then you report to a teacher.
And so if you see people being treated unfairly, those are the steps you take? That's good. Because I want you to stand up for people that are being bullied or not being treated equally.
So what happens when someone in your school is mean to you?
They have hurt me once.
Yeah, what happened? What did you do?
I told the teacher what happened.
And did you talk it out and tell the bully how that made you feel?
Yeah.
That's good.
When we have this conversation, we use the word upstander. What's an upstander?
Is when someone stands up for the person who's being bullied.
Yes, and so what is something that an upstander would do?
They would go up to the bully and say, hey, stop that. That's not nice.
That's right. Do you think that if you saw something unfair, Finn, do you think that you would be able to be an upstander?
Hopefully.
Hopefully. Yeah, me too.
I remember when I upstood for somebody.
Yeah, what happened?
When a boy in my class was teasing one of my friends. He was saying that her picture looked bad. I said, you can't tease her. Even if it looks kind of bad, it still is creative in some way.
Was there ever a time that you took a stand for yourself?
Yes.
And tell me about it.
I wanted to play sports with the boys, but then they didn't let me play it because I was a girl, and then I proved them wrong.
What did you tell them, and then what did you do?
I told them, even if I'm a girl, I can play sports, because girls can do anything boys can't.
I like that. That is what I've taught you.
All right, Gray, I have a question for you. What role do you play in being a part of change in your community?
I went down to the Black Lives Matter Plaza, and I protested in the rain.
Really? Tell me more about that. What types of people did you see down there?
I saw a lot of black people, a lot of white people. There were like 1,000 people there.
Wow.
I took a stand. I was kind of nervous because I didn't really know what could happen. But then when I went there, I was like, oh, I feel great.
That's great.
I just want it to be equal so everybody can just have a good life.
I agree with that, Ray.
When we went to the Black Lives Matter protest, what do you remember from that?
I remember we stood up and we held up our signs.
Do you remember what our sign said?
Me and my brothers said peace, and my mom said Black Lives Matter.
Black Lives Matter. And why did Mommy have a sign that said Black Lives Matter?
Because people aren't treating black people fairly.
That's right. And that black people need to be treated as fairly as everyone, right?
Yeah.
You remember when we went to the Black Lives Matter protest? I think that's a really great example of standing up for somebody else, because you're saying that what's been happening in our country, that black people aren't treated well, but that's not okay.
I would say stop.
What would you tell them to stop doing?
Being mean.
We're saying we want to try and be part of the solution and show support. So that's really important, not to just sit there. It's important to say something.
I would really love to make a change in the world.
How so?
I can express my feelings by art like you do, by music, and by writing. Poetry.
Yeah.
I like fighting. I'm not going to use the word fighting.
That's right.
I'm going to use the word, what was the word?
Advocating.
I'm going to keep advocating to get what we should have, which is equal rights, because you should be proud of being black. And that's what me and you are proud of.
There's the little things that we do, right, that everybody can do to stand up, to take action. That's you going with me to vote. You know, if we hear people or see people being treated badly, we say something right away.
Like, imagine if we didn't stand up, we make no movement.
No progress.
Yes.
That's right. So some of us have to stand up for it, right? Hopefully everybody.
Yep.
It's important to have these conversations and practice, because then it's easier for us to either be upstanders or support upstanders, and that brings about change.
Yeah.
And sometimes we talk about things together, and that helps us all figure things out.
Yes.
Yes.
I really enjoyed having this conversation with you today.
Me too.
I'm so glad.
Watch your favorite shows on your PBS station or anytime on the PBS Kids video app.